everybody, Josh Runquist here for another thrilling edition of Out Today and What I Missed. I got 4 brand new albums out today. I got 6 that I've missed along the way. No more dilly-dally, let's get into it. Next up is the debut album from the band The Morning with Hush. This thematic album really captures a lot of great US-based prog metal with a lot of great European dark progressive metal at the same time. You'll hear moments of bands like Coheed and Cambria as much as you'll hear a band like Haken or Pain of Salvation. Add a little Rush in there, and I think you have a very unique sounding prog rock, prog metal album in 2024. Of course, it's very dark, but it's a very cathartic and uplifting album, especially when you get towards the end. It's something a lot of people would be able to relate to the more that you start to pay attention to the lyrics and see what it's really all about. While this isn't a cure for emotional feelings that you might be feeling to it, it's good to have something that feels very relatable and can really hit at home. Yeah, this is just a straight up prog album, no bones about it. Great prog rock, great prog metal. If that's what you're looking for, check out The Morning. Next up, we have 13 Goats with Capricorn Rising. And this BC band is basically created a death metal rock opera, not unlike something that you might hear from something like Death Clock, but done in their own particular style. You'll hear death, thrash, heavy metal, hard rock, progressive, alternative, and some other moments that go hand in hand with this kind of stuff. It is a very out there album if you're not already initiated to it, but if this sounds like something that could be for you, it very well could be. We don't get enough death metal rock operas, so why not give this one a shot? Next up, we have the Canadian band Turbo with Broken Ugly. Now, I'm not normally a fan when a band decides to make an album about myself, but I decided to still give this one a chance anyways, and I found this to be almost a half hour of just pure, unadulterated, blackened, thrash, punk, fun music from start to finish. It's got everything that you love about bands like Midnight, but it also goes back and hits things like Motorhead. It also has a little bit more of its own kind of flavor with a lot more punk elements than you might expect. 8 songs, almost a half hour, all kills, no fills. It's everything that you could want in this style, and if you want to get back to those 80 glorious days, why not give this one a shot? And finally, for brand new stuff out today, is the debut album from Verz and Zij with Bozim. Now, this is everything that you can expect from the black gaze, post-black, atmospheric black metal styles, but with one huge exception. There is absolutely no black metal screams or growls or anything like that. It is pure, clean vocals from start to finish. Now, there might be some chants in the background, and there might even be a scream or two, or that very well could be guitar distortion, depending on the production style, but predominantly, almost 100%, if nothing else, clean vocals on top of all of it. Now, this will be for some people, this will not be for others, but for me, I find it a very refreshing change of pace. It can make it sound very beautiful and ethereal if you just mix things up a bit. And if you're interested in something like that, please give this one a listen and see if it's for you. Next up is the final album from Adrestia with Requiem. This is the final album from this death metal crust punk band from Sweden, and I wish I would have discovered them much sooner because this is my kind of combination of 90s old school death metal and crust punk mixed together, and they really do mix it so well together as well with only 10 songs, but under 38 minutes, so it leaves you with just enough, and with this being a final goodbye, they really did leave everything on the table, with awesome production and songwriting on here. It's got everything you love from both styles mixed in together to create probably the best album of this style in 2024. It's sad to see them go, but at least they did go out on the highest of notes. Up next is the band Atlas with House of the Black Geminis. This is one of the most ambitious and extreme metal albums I've heard in 2024, and this Colorado band really does explore all the ends in the spectrum of what black metal can be. While it is indeed extreme, it does know when to add some dread, done with keyboards and ambience that you won't hear on other albums. If you imagine a band like Bluntas Nord, but not nearly as avant-garde, or maybe if you like something something like Ulcerate, but you want it more in a black metal sense instead of death metal, this is exactly what that album provides. Is it one of the best extreme metal, black metal albums of 2024? I'd like to think so. And if you think this might be up your alley, you should give this one a proper listen. Next up, we have the debut album from the Finnish band Bloodcross with Gravebound. And this is the perfect mixture of mellow black and mellow death done together in perfect harmony. Everything that you love about the melodic black metal and the melodic death metal sounds are done here in a way that keeps everything fully engaging and flowing from start to finish. It's a little bit raw in the production, yet it sounds crystal clear, and it's really done for the atmosphere of everything that's going on. They know how to mix the heavy and the light moments, the melodic, the harmonic moments, and makes everything a very catchy listen from start to finish. I'd be amazed if you check this one out and don't leave utterly satisfied. And isn't that all anyone wants? Next up, we have the long-standing Danish satanic black metal band Horned Almighty with Contagion Zero. 20 years and 7 albums into this band's career, and it feels like they're still finding new ways to be able to peak where they were before. And you can definitely tell this album is a mid-pandemic album, where it feels like the entire album is based on a plague destroying the world. I mean, what else could it possibly be than what we just dealt with over the last few years? The music really matches all of those senses perfectly, the production style fits like a glove while still being able to stand out, and the songwriting is that perfect balance of black metal dread and that overall feeling that we're not long for this world. While it's not the cheeriest album of 2024, if you are looking for that pure satanic black metal sound, and if you've never heard of them before, if you think of bands like Carpathian Forest, Cold, and Dotsford, you're going to be able to find something to appreciate here with Horned Almighty. Next up, we have Vemure with The Timeless Ever Present. Now, this is a dark, transcendental black metal band from Atlanta, Georgia, which already sounds shocking. And then when you hear that they have a lot of big Watain, dissection, and dark funeral vibes, it's hard to believe they're from Atlanta, but again, good music comes from anywhere. Especially with the band being known for their previous album and having one of the greatest album artworks of all time. The band decided to go darker, colder, and a little more evil on this album. It is a very ethereal and atmospheric album with all those brutal tinges of black metal that you expect. This is such a fantastic black metal album from start to finish, and if you love that transcendental style of black metal, you can't do it better than Vemure. And finally, we end things with Vorath, with Volume 1, The Hymn of the Hunters. And this is a Midwest, almost kind of a supergroup of a sense, where it combines a lot of great Midwest bands together to create this band. And when you see the talent on hand, it makes a lot of sense. This is progressive death metal, tech death, experimental. It feels like it can go from the early days of Cannibal Corpse and Morbid Angel and just easily be transplanted into something made by Septic Flesh or Flesh God Apocalypse and make it feel like it turns on a dime. And what makes this so exciting is this is just the debut album from this band. I'm very excited to see where they're going to be going with their sophomore or even their third album and how much they're really going to be able to expand, because if they're already combining all these different elements to begin with, where are they going to go from here? And if you like a band that knows how to push the boundaries of progressive death metal, tech death, experimental, industrial, and more, be sure to check out Vorath. And there you go, folks, 10 brand new albums for July 12th, 2024. Of course, 4 of those being out today and 6 have missed along the way, but what did you think? Do you like these? Do you not like these? Did I miss out on something? Do I have a horrible taste in music? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. And of course, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you're looking forward to July 19th's Out Today and What I Miss, I'm very sad to say that I am taking the week off. There's a couple different reasons for that, but the reason that I'll give on YouTube is that I only have 1 album ready for next week, and that's just simply not enough to do an Out Today and What I Missed, so I'm pushing that back to the final week of July for July 26th, so think of this as a very mini summer vacation. And until the last week of July, this is Josh Ronquist for Out Today and What I Missed, and for the Heavy Debriefings YouTube channel saying, embrace the skullet.